I remember all of the things that I thought I wanted it to be. So desperate to find a way out of my world and finally breathe. Right before my eyes I saw my heart, it came to life.
Battery on a district employee. He just had a major anxiety attack. He threw his desk. He threw everything he can find, books, whatever. He was uncontrollable. He was crying and crying. The teacher went to try to hold him down, and she got kicked. They called me, they said, the police is here. You need to come right away. Again, the police officer said, look, I don't know if the teacher wants to press charges. I mean, she could, because she's on her right to press charges. I felt like, okay, what are they gonna do? Is he gonna go to jail? Is he's gonna, go to juvenile? They're gonna handcuff him. I mean, he's 7, he's a baby, he's my baby.
At 7 years old, Zion could legally be arrested for battery in Florida. It's one of 33 states where there is no minimum age to charge a child with a crime. The U.S. incarcerates more children than any other developed country, 54,000 on any given night. Americans pay about $8 billion a year to incarcerate kids, but that's only part of the cost.
We can create a problem that did not exist, and then we turn them loose. We've, in essence, created a criminal.
The vast majority of kids in juvenile jail don't commit a violent crime. In fact, many are locked up for things that aren't even crimes for adults. Skipping school, running away from home, or missing curfew. Even those accused of more serious crimes are still children.
So that brings me to my last point. What do we need to do to change the situation? First, we need to change the laws and policies that allow kids under the age of 18 to be held in adult prisons and jails. Not only is this practice inhumane, it's also counterproductive from a public safety perspective. Research shows that youth in adult facilities have a 34% greater risk of recidivism than those who are held in juvenile settings. That's because the juvenile system is better equipped to work with these kids. The focus is on rehabilitation, on changing lives, on giving kids a second chance. One young man I know, a graduate of the juvenile justice system, was a tough teenage thug who committed armed robberies regularly without a thought for his victims. Jason was 15 when he finally went to a juvenile facility. And while he was there, he got to take part in an intensive treatment program for violent juvenile offenders. He got his GED, he took some college classes. Today, he's a graduate of business school and he runs his own company. He's clean cut and he's articulate, and he's testified before state legislative committees. He stands as a shining example of what the juvenile justice system can accomplish when we don't treat them as throwaway kids. Second thing we need to do, we need to get rid of mandatory sentencing laws that apply to youth who do end up in the adult system. No child should be given a life term or even a long sentence without the opportunity for the judge to consider mitigating factors such as how young he is, or his potential for rehabilitation, or whatever horrific traumas he's experienced in his life. And third, we need to fix the laws in a handful of states, in places like New York, and North Carolina, and Texas, a handful of other places, that say that you're an adult for all criminal justice purposes when you turn 16 or 17. There's something really wrong about being considered an adult in the eyes of the court before you're old enough to vote or even to serve on the jury that convicted you. Having the age set that low at 16 or 17 just pushes more kids into adult prisons and jails, and it ensures that those kids who have committed minor offenses, things like shoplifting or graffiti or underage drinking, it ensures that they end up with a adult criminal court record that will haunt them the rest of their lives. We need to raise the minimum age for adult court to 18. Fortunately, this issue has been getting more attention in recent years. Some state legislatures have passed laws and changed the policies so that they can keep more kids in the juvenile system and pull kids out of adult prisons and jails. The federal government has recently issued standards to address prison rape, and it's mandating that kids under the age of 18 be kept separate from adult prisoners. That's providing more incentive to pull them out of these adult facilities and get them out of these cages. This is a start, but so much more needs to be done. When I talk to a youth in an adult prisoner jail, when I talk to that boy who hadn't seen sunlight in 2 years, or the girl with the scarred arms who was huddled in her cell, or the 15-year-old boy who was terrified of catching AIDS, I don't see a child who is convicted of murder or an unmanageable inmate or a gang member. I see a kid who is scared, lonely, depressed, resigned, traumatized, bored, or hopeless. I see a kid who's in an environment that is entirely unsuited to him. I see a kid who could benefit from the programs and the services available through the juvenile system. I see a kid who is dealing with mental illness. I see a kid who could benefit from a healthy relationship with a caring adult. We need to stop treating them as throwaway kids. No child is beyond the possibility of redemption. I was talking with my students about these issues last week, and one of my students asked me, "Why aren't you angry all the time?" And I responded, I'd rather fight for change, and anger alone doesn't get us anywhere. But as I thought about this some more, I realized I am angry. Anger is what helped create my own defining moment. It's what motivated me to get involved. It's what helped create the passion that sustains my commitment to reform. And I hope what we've talked about today gets you angry too. Because if we can get enough of us angry about this situation, then maybe we'll have a defining moment for real social change. Thank you.
Bone Thugs, Akon, yeah.
You know, don't nothing come easy. You gotta try real hard. I tried hard, but I guess I gotta try harder.
I try so hard, can't seem to get away from misery. Man, I try so hard, will always be a victim of these streets. It ain't my fault, cause I try to get away, but trouble follows me. And still I try so hard, hoping one day you'll come and rescue me. But until then, I'll be posted up right here, ain't sleep, hell, snow. But until then, I'll be posted up right here with my heat getting low.
First let me explain that I'm just a black man, and I come from the dark side, so I'm having a hard time staying on track, man. My mind be racing, and I don't even know what I'm chasing yet. Been in and out of relationships, I'm starting to see that it's me with the complications at. But I'm laying back, praying that you get that peace of mind of me. I thought I was right, but really I'm wrong. Then again, I was too blind to see. I was in the fast lane, chasing my dream, and then the scene when the fame and cash came, they just got me going crazy. Lately, I've been so faded, trying to erase it, but I just can't, cause the drama just goes greater. And I've been in so many collisions from putting shit off till later.
I try so hard, can't seem to get away from misery. Man, I try so hard, will always be a victim of these streets. It ain't my fault, cause I try to get away, but trouble follows me. And still I try so hard, hoping one day you'll come and rescue me. But until then, I'll be posted up right here, ain't sleep, hell, snow. But until then, I'll be posted up.
I'm not a juvenile delinquent.